Let us go to our fourth caller.
Hey, what's up, Donovan? I'm from Tennessee, and I'm on here just wondering, person, what kind of jobs there? Like, what can a man do, to increase his wealth when there's only certain jobs in that particular location, and he can't even afford to move. So, what's up?
Okay. So thanks for the question, Trav. And before I answer your questions, I want you to understand that I'm not trying to be mean-spirited or make light of your situation here, but I am going to be direct, and I'm not going to pull any punches here. You are, after all, a man, and constructive criticism that is genuinely meant to help you and men like you shouldn't cause a long-term adverse reaction to this. So if it does, then that's a you problem, okay? You called and asked me for advice. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, okay? I'm going to give it to you straight with no chaser. And I'm going to warn you up front. This is probably going to make you feel some type of way. This is probably going to piss you and a lot of other black men off. But believe it or not, that is a good thing, okay? This means that I've hit a nerve, which is the only way a man in your situation is ever going to be motivated to change anything. Gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, this caller, and no shit on you, Trav, but this caller is a microcosm of why most black men in America don't succeed. Okay? Now, before, you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to start by saying, caller, that you appear to represent every reason why a lot of black men don't succeed. Number one, black men do not appear to understand that you cannot increase wealth if you have no wealth. I know this isn't what you meant, but you said, but you said it. And as a man, you need to be very careful about the things you say and the way that you say them, okay? And what you said makes no sense at all because you cannot increase wealth you do not have. I know that sounds nitpicky, but it's the truth. Number two, you said when there's only certain jobs in that particular location. This is another problem with this, man. Black men, we got to do better than this. You cannot build nor can you increase wealth at a job. Hell, you can barely build wealth in a career. So right off the bat, I can tell that your mindset is that you're looking to build and increase wealth working for someone else. That's not happening. And again, and I'm not trying to be mean-spirited here, but too many black men out here have zero clue that if you work a job, your job will see to it that you make them wealthy before you can make yourself wealthy, if ever. And there is no way that's happening. No way that's happening. And to be quite frank, that's a damn good business model, right? I mean, what kind of a business would thrive if its employees built wealth before the boss, right? Like, a company wouldn't last very long if its subordinates racked in more cash than the actual company, right? This is why these pyramid schemes never work. Number three, you said you can't afford to move. Trav, you want to know what this tells me about you? It tells me you don't want it bad enough, okay? This is another problem with black men, dude. We say we want something, but then when we start doing the math in terms of what it's going to take to get what we say we want, we make excuses. I can't afford to move. Ain't no jobs out here. Blah, 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 blah. Trav, if where you are in Tennessee were so bad and jobs are so shitty and all the rest of that, and you were motivated enough to change your life, then you would find a way to get the hell out of whatever podunk redneck town you're in. When I landed in Vegas, and I'll bring it back, but stay with me here. When I landed in Vegas over a decade ago, I had $700 in my pocket and a 22-inch suitcase full of my clothes. That's all I had. I crashed on a friend's couch for 2 months. No privacy, no space, no nothing. Had to share a bathroom, didn't have a place to put my things, so on and so forth. Now, I will be forever grateful to my friend for helping me out, but that's not where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be cramped up in a small apartment sleeping on a couch that made my back hurt when I woke up. So you know what I did, Trav? I made a choice. I made a choice to get off of my buddy's couch and get a place of my own. I made a choice to save my money and spend it wisely. I made a choice to be successful. And you want to know what jobs I had to work? I had to work in call centers. Okay, that's right. Telemarketing, getting hung up on, cursed out, called names. But guess what? I was the top earner 9 out of the 14 months I was there, including a streak of 5 months in a row. That job was not glamorous at all, Trav. I wasn't wearing a suit to work every day. I was crammed in a cubicle farm with 400 other people where there was barely enough elbow room between us. I wasn't selling yachts. I wasn't selling Lamborghinis. No, I was selling cell phone plans to senior citizens who could barely hear what the hell I was saying half the time. That job sucked and I fucking hated it. But I stayed with it and made a boatload of money while everyone else was barely making enough to cover their rent. There was nothing special about me, Trav. There still isn't. But the difference was I chose to be successful while those who worked with me chose to complain about the job and what it wasn't doing for them. Too many brothers out here complain about the process of being successful and building wealth. This job is too hard. I'm not making enough money. My boss is racist. He doesn't like black people. Then we wonder why they're still living at their mama's basement, living check to check. I'm not saying now here's the thing, caller. I'm not saying what I did was easy. Far from it. But I knew what I had to do to change my situation. And after having saved up almost $70,000, I bought the first of my seven rental properties. And 3 years after I moved to Vegas, with nothing but the clothes on my back and a little bit of cash, I was able to give the finger to the call center and plant my flag and be my own boss. I clawed my way out of poverty. I clawed my way out of being broke. Most brothers ain't got that kind of drive. We ain't got that kind of motivation, man. We just want things to happen for us. This is another huge problem with us, right? You call me talking about, man, ain't no jobs out here and I can't move up, but I'm trying to build wealth. Bro, you can't afford to pay attention right now. You're talking wealth? Fam, you got to do a lot more than that before you start thinking about wealth. And your mindset points to a huge problem, especially with black men. As black men, for some reason, we always think the end game is always wealth and being a millionaire and being a baller and all the rest of that. But most men who think this way don't have a pot to piss in, they don't have a job, and living at home with their moms, right? Black men, we're not interested in crawling. Nah, we trying to sprint right out the gate. We trying to go from rags to riches in 2 weeks. But I got news for you, bro. It ain't going down like that. Any man, regardless of skin tone, who has amassed wealth will tell you that building wealth takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, and a lot of time. You call me talking about, yo, I'm trying to build wealth, but I can't move. Ain't no jobs out here. What's up? The last thing you said, what's up? That tells me you're looking for a cheat code. You're looking for a shortcut. That's another problem with that. This another problem with brothers, man. We ain't trying to do the work. We want that quick, fast, easy money. We want to be that dude with more money in our pocket than our bank account. I got news for you, Trav. I can't help you there. Okay? I don't know nothing about no overnight success. I don't know nothing about living with my mama and complaining that there aren't any jobs out here, but still trying to get rich. But let me tell you what I do know. Number one, I've been doing what I'm doing, for over 8 years. I started out writing for a couple of blogs and built the foundation for my brand. I didn't get on YouTube until I was, 3, maybe 4 years into this whole Donovan Sharpe thing. Number two, up until recently, I worked at least 84 hours a week, and that's probably a conservative number. Honestly, it was probably up around 90, 95. Dude, Devin has to come and drag my ass out of here every night. I work from sunup till sundown, and I only take breaks to lift weights, eat, breathe, maybe go bowling, to get out of the house, keep from going crazy. That's if I'm lucky. Number 3, I didn't start making any real money at this until about 3 years ago. It took me over 5 years to start making the kind of money that allows me to reinvest in my business, pull my girl off of her job to work for me, and have a few creature comforts, few little extras. Okay? 5 years, Trav. Number four, I have had to overcome countless setbacks. Oh my God, dude. I've had guys I've collaborated with spread lies about me. I've had dudes that I've worked with go on 2-3 hour rants about Donovan is this, Donovan is that. I've had guys dox me. I've had guys tell people where I live, dox my girl. These are guys I trusted. Okay? Guys that I worked with. You understand what I'm saying? These are guys that I trusted. I've been deplatformed multiple times on every platform that matters. Facebook 3 times. Twitter twice. Vimeo, dude, I've been banned off of Vimeo, which is a paid service, twice. I've been banned on Instagram. You name it. Teachable. Kajabi. You name it, I've been banned off of it. And trust me when I tell you, Trav, it took a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of money to overcome and thrive in spite of these setbacks. And I can tell just by the sound of your voice, what's up? You ain't got the stones to handle any of that. Like, listen, I'm not trying to pass judgment here, but you sound lazy. You don't really sound like the kind of man who can overcome, adapt, and thrive. This is another problem with brothers, okay? That's what it takes to build and increase wealth, but we ain't trying to do that. Nope. We want it to be easy. We want to take the easy way out. And like I said, you sound to me like someone who's probably looking for a shortcut. There's a content creator. You guys all know who this is. And Trav, maybe you don't know who he is, but there's a content creator out here. There's a content creator out here by the name of Obsidian. He's actually a pretty sharp guy, right? Very intelligent, excellent writer, but he's frustrated that he is not as successful as the rest of us. He doesn't say it out loud, and I gotta be honest, neither would I, but go on over and watch his channel. You go on over and watch his channel, and it will be plainly obvious to you that he is a frustrated individual. And that frustration derives from his lack of success. Now, there are many reasons he's not successful, but the main reason, Obsidian does not adapt. He's been singing the same tired tune for 7-8 years. He hasn't changed his content, hasn't changed his approach, hasn't changed anything. All he does is complain about women. He fights with other content creators. He's always beefing with some dude about something. It's always, Angry Man did this, Alan Roger Curry said this, or Donovan Sharpe shouldn't be speaking on that. That's all he does. Now, you would think that a man with his level of intelligence would finally figure out that talking trash about other men for 3 and 4 hours a day is not what successful men do. Yet, 7 years later, he's got the same bad habits and he's still broke. Yeah, he'll lie and tell everyone that he's a man of means, right? He'll say his girl is a dime and he bends her over her couch and this and that and the third, but people know he's full of shit because he doesn't show receipts. He never has. Would you like to know why? Because he doesn't have them, which points to another problem with black men, and that's lying about who and what we are. Black men are steady bragging about, man, I got all this money and my girl is a dime piece and this and that and the other, when it's obvious they're being dishonest. And men who lie about who and what they are never successful, ever. So it should really come as no surprise that Obsidian isn't where he thinks he deserves to be. Then he calls himself a dating coach, but then turns around and asks his audience to send him money for his light bill. That's not something a man of mean does, and then he wonders why he's not successful. And again, while there are many reasons for his lack of success, the main reason is that he hasn't evolved. He does not realize that the content that people want is a moving target. What people wanted a year ago isn't necessarily what they want today. That's just all there is to it. And by the way, I mean, listen, if Obsidian gets a hold of this, I fully expect him to do a response video, which will probably be another 2 hours. He'll tell everyone that he does have money and that his girl is hot, but the only receipts he'll show can be found on really Google Images. Then he'll talk about my girl looking like trailer trash, and maybe she does. Maybe she does. But I do know this. He couldn't keep his eyes off of her when I was at his crib back in 2016, so I guess trailer trash is his type. I don't know. Stay tuned for a response video. Should be a doozy. Caller, let me ask you something. Here. Do you think Alan Roger Curry didn't have to overcome and adapt to an ever-changing market to build the mode 1 into the empire it is today? You think Alpha Male Strategies didn't have to deal with adversity on his way to where he is now? You think Kevin Samuels didn't encounter a few roadblocks he had to smash through in order to build the brand he has today? Caller, your voice sounds much the same way. You sound lazy, you sound defeated, and you appear to be looking for a way to make easy money. Donovan, tell me how to get this money. What's up? Can't help you there, bro. I got nothing for you. You asked the wrong guy for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm not wealthy, at least not yet. And number two, I don't have the cheat codes because they don't exist. But what I can tell you is that if you really want to be successful in life, if you really want to change your situation, then you need to free yourself from the mental shackles that constrain most black men. And guess what? I can help you with that. So listen up, because I'm about to drop some next level game on you, right? Number one, get your priorities in line. Don't buy the rims if you haven't bought the car. Don't buy the 82-inch flat screen if you live with your mama's house or at your homeboy's crib. Number two, you got to crawl before you can walk, Trav. You're going to have to work a job you probably won't like for a while. This is part of the process, and if I can do it, I know you can do it. Number three, move. If you hate the area in Tennessee you live so much, then do something about it. Move. Get the hell out of there. And I don't want to hear I can't afford to move. Can't is nothing. Can't is your enemy. You're a fucking man. Figure it out. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. Number four, you need to get very comfortable with delayed gratification. Building wealth and increasing wealth, that takes time. I've been at this for over 8 years, and I'm still not wealthy. Now, I'm certainly on my way, but I'm not even there yet. You're going to need to put in sweat equity, which means work. Work takes time. Impatient men are always broke. Number five, adversity is a mathematical certainty. If you cannot handle adversity, you'll never make anything of yourself. Don't be like most black men out here who give up at the first sign of trouble. Work through the issues, Trav. Stick to it and be ready for the next speed bump, because trust me when I tell you, they are a coming. Number six, If you don't encounter adversity, you're doing it wrong. You got to remember, Trav, nothing worth having is going to be easy. And if you accomplish something relatively easy with minimal effort and minimal adversity, understand that that success is temporary. This is where the phrase, what do they call it? Easy come, easy go comes from. This isn't to say that something you worked hard for can't be snuffed out in the blink of an eye. But when you put in sweat equity, which is time, money, attention to detail, whatever you've built is much more likely to withstand hardships and misfortune. Using myself as an example. I'll use myself as an example. Okay? I have outside forces trying to destroy what I've built all the time. All the time. But because I have a deep catalog in the way of over 200 articles written and thousands of videos created, it is very difficult for my adversaries to take me down. Now, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's been done before. But because I've built a solid foundation with hard work, steadfast discipline, and intelligent planning, it is extremely difficult to stop me, and I continue to grow to this day despite all that adversity. So Trav, listen, man, I hope I pissed you off, man. I hope I hurt your feelings, and I hope I have you saying to yourself, who the fuck does this nigga think he is? Because this means that you know there's truth in what I've just told you. Are you saying to yourself, well, I'm not lazy, I'm not afraid of hard work, or I'm not stuck in the typical mindset that hinders black men from succeeding? Then prove it. Prove it. We have to break ourselves, like I said, black men in particular, we have to break ourselves of the mental shackles that hold us back each and every day. Unfortunately, most black men have no idea that they're really a victim of their own mindset, and it's a damn shame.